Judge, I've been conferring with Megan.
All right, Megan,
So Judge, this is a case I took over for Tony Jimenez. He had
Yes.
withdrawn. There was an additional file that was filed under a AKA.
Mhm.
And I need some additional time to go through all the discovery and then figure out what motions to file. And then also to file a speedy trial motion. But I asked for, the last time we were here, I think they couldn't find the files. They found two of them, and the other one is under a different name, and they're going to get that one too. But I think we should have all the discovery.
all right, so does he only have 3 cases?
That's my knowledge, yes.
All right, so you have all the discovery?
My understanding, yes.
State, were you able to tender an offer?
There's one in the file later on.
All right, so what I'll do is I'll set it for a plea deadline date.
No.
Counsel, how much time are you asking?
I'd say 60 days if I could, Judge, so I can go through all this stuff. I'm pretty backed up in January, particularly in this court.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if I can have a 45-day reset for a plea deadline date on McKinney?
Very Solomonic split the difference.
See, there you go.
I can do February 3rd.
All right, February 3rd, that's when we'll bring you back. On that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you've reached an agreement with the state. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
All right, do you have any questions about anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Judge, if we could we do the 4th? I'm set on the jury docket in Atascosa and district court. I don't think I'll go, but I'll need to announce.
Norma, can you put this on the 4th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Judge.
And you said you had something you wanted to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you cleared that with your defense attorney to see if it's appropriate?
Judge, if he wants to speak, I have no problem with that.
All right, yes.
Thank you a lot. And if you would, may now please establish this on the record, please.
Oh, sure. We're going on the record in 2024 CR 009238, 2024 CR 012230, and 2024 CR 012200, State versus Raymond Lee McKinney. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Megan Galloway for the state of Texas.
Robert Maurer for defendant.
And are you Mr. Raymond Lee McKinney?
Yes, I am.
All right, there's something you wanted to address?
Yes, ma'am. It is. I want to bring to the court's attention from the onset in cause number 2024 CR 009238. From the onset, I have expressed my desire with the attorney before, Antonio Jimenez, in addition to Mr. Robert Maurer, my wish to proceed in the fastest fashion possible.
Okay.
In addition to that, with the other causes or case numbers, 2024 PF 1622 4 and 2024 PF 16225, I've done the same. Considering Mr. Maurer has been the attorney in those matters solely. Here it is. It's from the June case in CR 009238. I've been pending prosecution since June 14th to be exact. And even with the court, with the presiding, I have expressed same assertions. And I'd like for the record to reflect that I insist on moving as fast as possible. I understand that Mr. Maurer here has other matters, but I mean, I'm constantly being put at the back end of those matters or at the bottom of the totem pole, so to say. So if the court would, no disrespect to Mr. Maurer, I'm pretty sure he's a swell attorney. Provide me somebody who could aid and assist me in the matters as speedily as possible.
Judge, I would have no objections to withdrawing. I tried 3 cases in the last 2 months that are jail cases, including a murder case and a sexual assault. So if he wants somebody else, Judge, I would be more than happy. There are many able attorneys that I'm looking at in this court who would do a great job on this case.
All right. I appreciate that. Let me explain.
And again,
something. No. Let me explain something to you, Mr. McKinney.
Yes,
I understand what you're saying. And the state of our society has always been that there are always people who are alleged to have committed offenses. So I want you to turn around and look behind you.
I'm-
No, turn around, turn around, look behind you. All of those people are defendants who have cases on the docket. Look in the box. All those people have cases on the docket. There are cases that are capital murder cases that are set for trial that are ahead of yours. So even if your attorney were to say, I want to go to trial today, number one, we can't go today. Are there jurors even today? There are no jurors scheduled because they're taking time off for holidays. So even if you wanted a jury trial today and I was able to give you one today, I can't because I don't have any jurors. And what I can tell you is the inmates in the box cannot be on your jury panel. I think the state would probably object to them. The defendants in the gallery, they can't be on your jury. I think the state would probably object to them. And legally, because they're not a part of the rotation and they haven't been called up for jury duty, they can't be on your jury panel. So I don't even have jurors to go to a jury trial today. What I can tell you is this court is a trying court. And I think the defense attorneys and the prosecutors will tell you, we're usually in jury trial almost every week or every other week. Your case, while I know you feel it's old, it is not old for the criminal justice system. And your case, the first time that I had you in this court was October 29th. And then an attorney withdrew, and your attorney on November 7th was actually in a jury trial. He can't be in two places at the same time.
But at that time, October 29th, he had asked for the court to grant him a reset for the next day, which would have been October
He's in
30th.
jury trial. Let me ask you this. If you have somebody who's in jury trial, and I will tell you, he's on the 3G list. So he's not trying the state jail felonies, of course, unless somebody wants to trial on the state jail felonies. The cases that he is trying are major cases. They're like murder cases. They're like 3G sexual assault cases. So the question for you is, do you understand that defense attorneys need a break too? Like putting them to trial for 1 week and they finish on a Friday and then you say your next trial is on a Monday, they need mental health breaks as well. I've been a defense attorney, I've been a prosecutor. Even prosecutors need mental health breaks. So I think you want your attorney at his top performance, and part of being at his top performance is not being in back-to-back trials, which is what has happened with your attorney. You understand?
No,
So
I understand
what we're,
fully.
this is what is going to happen. On February 4th, that's going to be your plea deadline date. Either you worked out an agreement with the state or you have not. And then after that, you are getting a jury trial date. Can I give you a jury trial date in February? Yes, I can. But guess what? It's probably not going to go because we have a capital murder that the beginning of February. And then guess what? After that, we have a murder case. Then we have another murder case. Then we have another murder case. So I will put you in order as far as length of time that you've been in custody and whether or not you come up first before the other cases. Do you understand?
I understand. If you may,
All right.
if you may, now please say one additional
Sure.
thing, please. And so I don't get this misconstrued or mistaken. You speak. May I please grab what I'm finna say out of my photo, please?
I'm sorry, what?
May I please grab what I'm finna say out of my photo?
All right. What are your plans to say?
It's in regards to law.
All right. So
I don't want to mistake it.
all right, here's the thing. There is nothing that I can give to you. Sometimes I ask people, what is it specifically you want? So what I've determined from your questioning me is you want a jury trial today. It's not happening.
That's not what I'm saying. What
All
I'm
right, do
saying,
you want a jury trial as soon as possible?
that's what I've been.
We will
asking
give
for.
you one as soon as possible. So thank you very much, okay?
But again, dear judge, again, a backlog case is not justification to.
Judge, may I be excused?
Deny me
Yes, thank you.
the warden of my speedy trial.
All right, thank you.
Okay. No, it's okay. I appreciate it.
Is here on David Villarreal? And counsel, is this an application? All right. Probation, there's no application. Court is calling 2024 CR 011631, State versus David Villarreal. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Defense?
Vel for the defense.
All right. And are you Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes,
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, we are waiving the repeat offender enhancement.
And no objection.
Right.
And he also has an MTR.
Okay. All right, I'll get to the MTR
Okay,
after this. All right, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both, all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with theft of property, 2,500 to 30,000 as a state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
No.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Villarreal, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 14 months in the state jail facility. There's a $2,000 fine, no applications. This is to run concurrent with DC 2024 CR 2759. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No,
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
State offers State's Exhibit number 1 and attachments.
no objections.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. Court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes,
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
we would just like for you to follow the agreement on both this case and also on the motion to revoke probation.
All right. Court will find you guilty, sentence you to 14 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money is to run concurrent. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 2759. There's to be restitution, if any, and no contact with Alyssa, ALYSSA, Bon, BON, Cantu. There's to be no contact with Jacob, Matthew Alderete. All right, did you review the documents entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court is proceeding on 2024 CR 2759. Did you review the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same David Vel who was placed on deferred adjudication for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, on June 24th, 2024, for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Judge, the state wishes to proceed on violation of condition number 1 on or about the 9th day of August, 2024, in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, David Vel, committed the offense of theft in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You have to plead either true or not true.
Are you're pleading not true?
On that case,
I believe that case is the case that you just pled to and I sentenced you. Is that correct?
It is correct.
Do you want to discuss that with him?
no, go ahead.
No. I want it.
Sorry.
I don't want you to be confused about anything.
Sorry about that.
So, no. No need to apologize. So what you just pled to?
Was, that, yes.
Yes, that. Now, in the motion to revoke, the state is alleging that theft in the motion to revoke. So you can either plead true to it or not true. That's completely up to you. I'm sorry?
It's true.
All right, do you understand everything?
Yes, ma'am.
And counsel, has he been able to understand everything?
He has been.
All right. So state,
You waive and abandon the remainders, Your Honor.
No objections.
all right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to $10,000 fine and up to 2 years in the state jail facility? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1? Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. It is for the court to grant the state's motion, enter an adjudication of guilt against the defendant, revoke his community supervision, and sentence him to 14 months in the state jail facility concurrent with the case. That's 2024 CR 011631.
I'm sorry, 631.
631.
All right, has he done anything on probation other than the new offense?
I think he reported one time and spoke to his probation officer. Then he became homeless after that. And he lost his phone and had all sorts of difficulties. So I don't think he ever went back and saw his probation officer again.
All right, probation.
Yes, Judge.
Did he ever obtain employment and report it to probation?
No, Judge.
Did he ever report his sober support meetings?
No, Judge.
Did he ever report? Would you like to let the court know what you've done?
I haven't.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. You're gonna have to make sure you keep your voice up. You're David Villarreal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you ever report?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Just one time I spoke to my probation officer. We had a very good conversation. Everything was great. And at the time I was using my mother's number, her phone, and she actually kicked me out of the house. So I became homeless and she took her phone back. So I had no way to contact my PO wife. There's
All
no
right, so she
excuse.
had a reason for putting you out of her house though, correct? All right. Did you ever complete any sober meetings?
No,
Did you ever complete parenting classes?
no, ma'am. I did apply for them here. in Conroe.
So you have done nothing? All right. All right, the court is going to find violation of condition number 1 true. The court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to revoke. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility. You get credit for any time served. Court will ask for the therapeutic community. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 011631. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right, you do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. So it appears to the court, you may have some other issues going on in your life. When you're released from custody, if you can't find a place to stay, if you can't find treatment, just let the court know. And if I'm here, I'll see if I can find a place for you, okay? All right, good luck to you. All right, who's here on deck?